So, in the fallout of the Tuesday election, you're seeing the sentiment among Democrats, this pull to sort of return to the Trump resistance, the fight Trump, anti Trump resistance. I cannot overstate how colossally bad of an idea that is for the Democratic Party. The overwhelming message of Tuesday night's election is that the Trump resistance is effectively dead. Not the sentiment of it, don't get me wrong, the sentiment is still there, but the political effectiveness of the resistance movement is dead. Kamala Harris just ran basically on the resistance message, on the stop Trump message, and she lost overwhelmingly. See, here's the reality for Democrats. Democrats, you lost the working class voter. That's not me saying that. That is Van Jones, a Democratic strategist, saying that. That is Bernie Sanders, a Democratic socialist senator, saying this. The Democratic Party lost the working class voters. The only way to turn this around and start winning again is to go win those voters back. And the idea that you do that by pledging to oppose and destroy the very people that they just overwhelmingly put in power is so stupid and counterintuitive. The path forward is not destroying Trump, is not destroying MAGA for Democrats. The path forward is Democrats need to start winning back those working class voters, and to do that, they need to start earning back the trust of those voters. And to do that, they've got to start working with the people that those voters just put in power. That means the path forward for the Democratic Party is working with Trump, not resisting him. I know this goes against the grain, and I understand it. And I'm not saying they have to kiss up to Trump. They have to agree with him on everything. But on the issues where they see that they can work together to help middle working class Americans, Democrats need to be there. If Trump gives Democrats a seat at the table, and believe it or not, I think he's going to. Trump fancies himself this great deal maker, and he's going to, I think, at least offer Democrats a seat at the table. Democrats need to take that, and they need to be a vocal member of that conversation. They don't need to agree with Trump on everything. They can disagree vehemently, but they need to at least show that they're there trying to work with Trump. That's how they start winning back the support and the trust of those working class voters that just abandoned them. They need to start advocating for their version of solutions to the problems that Trump is putting forward, not yelling at people or insulting them for thinking those are problems in the first place. If Trump's policies end up failing, which Democrats predict that they will, well, if you're right, Democrats, then you need to be positioned as someone who's been looking like you've been at least trying to work with Trump to pass the right policies, instead of looking like you're outside cheering that policies failed and hurt them. And here's the thing, Democrats, you've got to get over this obsession with destroying Trump or destroying MAGA. You have nothing to gain at this point in time by destroying Trump or destroying MAGA. Trump is done. He's not running again after this. Your focus needs to be on winning back voters. This coalition that Trump built is massive and it is diverse, but here's the dirty little secret. It is not a respecter of political parties. It might look Trump-centric right now, but that's just because he's the first person that sort of assembled this coalition. But they are going to listen to and work with anyone who will advance their ideas and make them feel heard and make them feel like they will be fought for. Which means there's a massive opportunity for Democrats to win back votes from within the very coalition that just put Trump in power. They can actually leverage the momentum of this working class coalition to start taking seats back from Republicans. Because here's the thing with Republicans, there's a lot of elected Republicans that are way more out of step and out of touch with this new working class coalition than any Democrat is. If Democrats start selecting common sense, populist Democrats that appeal to the working class and start running them in these races against these insider Republicans, there's a huge opportunity for Democrats to start literally pulling the rug out from under the feet of the Republicans. Think about places like Kentucky, where in 2 years, Mitch McConnell's retiring and that's going to be an open Senate seat. And that's a state that will elect Democrats. And Democrats have an opportunity to put forward a common sense, working class, Democratic populist to actually run a race there and potentially flip that seat away from Republicans. But if Democrats' takeaway is that Trump is evil, Trump is going to destroy the country, and we have to resist him, if their takeaway is cussing out or insulting Trump's voters and calling them racist, sexist, homophobic, or stupid, that is the best way to make sure Republicans win big again in 26 and take back the White House and win the White House again in 28. Democrats, you do not have to love Trump, but you've got to at least make a show of working with him, because you've got to start earning the trust of these people back. Because this new coalition that was formed is not respective of political parties, but MAGA is the only people in this coalition building right now. And if you wait and if you continue to insult them and alienate this group of voters, it won't be long before these voters are permanently Republican voters, and you will not win back ground because there's simply not enough votes among people that just simply hate Trump. You need something more. You need to offer voters something more, and that should be the overwhelming, resounding lesson you take away from this election. And if you don't, you will continue to lose.